Well, good morning everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and it's Thursday morning. And it's a beautiful day. It's 14 degrees already, and that would make it 57 in northern Washington state. And it's sort of a little hazy. It's very high. There are some clouds in the sky, but they're high. You know what I mean? They're wispy and high. There's not a whole lot. But it just has a hazy feel to it. So, I just want to thank you all for your understanding on yesterday's vlog. I have no idea what happened. I went to transfer it, and it was audio only. And I thought, oh, well, I must have made a mistake when I transferred it from my camera, so I transferred it again, and same thing. So I thought, well, owing to the fact that most people listen to my vlogs rather than watch them, I think I'll just put it up anyway. Because I know there's certain people that really like to put them on when they go to bed so that they relax. And I thought, well, I'm going to just leave it just as it is. There must be a reason for it. So if any of you were quite okay with that, let me know. You know, there was that perfectionist in me that went, no, 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 you shouldn't put it up because it's not right. Well, how do I know it's not right? Might have been absolutely right for some people. And you'll be pleased to know I'm feeling quite a bit better today. There's still obviously a huge gap in my heart, but it was a better day yesterday. I got through the whole day without getting too upset. There were a couple of moments when the waves came, obviously. And there was another wave this morning when I got up, you know, and I keep looking at the bottom of my bed and he's not there. But, you know, I'm getting used to the idea that he's not there now. I still hear, and I'm certain a lot of you will relate to this, I still hear noises in the house that I am convinced are him. And maybe they are. If you know what I mean. But you know, I will just do a double take and go, is that Bean? But I'm definitely coping a lot better, Bean, in case you worry. And somebody was saying that I should go out immediately and go get another puppy. Well, I can't do that because I'm about to go away for a week, and I wouldn't do that to a new dog. Because what it'll think is that I live in a trailer. I need it to know that it has a home, and I don't want it to end up moving around. You know, normally the first couple of weeks of a puppy coming out of the pound, it can be quite disoriented anyway. And so I want to make sure I give it a stable start. Which in Bean's case was pretty useless. Really funny. I mean, he really was very, very funny when I first got him. I swear he had no manners at all. And we had to have quite a discussion about the fact that you will not come into my kitchen while I'm getting your food ready. Obviously, he was used to crowding people when they brought in his food. And this is called, you want your food, you sit down. And you sit pretty. You know, you sit down and you behave yourself. And I will put your food down, but you do not get to go to the bowl until I give you permission. And it was quite funny. It took, every day we did the same exercise, every day. You know, he tried to push me. Give me my food, give me my food, give me my food, give them that bowl, give me that bowl. And every day I'm going, back off, in a voice that hopefully he understood. And there was a place for him to sit. And if he sat there and behaved himself, I would bring him his food. When I was good and ready to. In other words, when I'd finished making it and it was all ready. So, and I want to tell you something. It was really, I have some fun memories. Now, for any of you who have problems training dogs, I'm very fortunate that I spent all those years training thoroughbred horses as well. You know, I know that loving the puppy to death does not make it a well-behaved puppy. Do you know what I mean? Treating it like a baby doesn't make it a good dog. What you're looking for is a well-behaved dog, not a well-behaved or a really cute baby. You're looking for a well-behaved dog so that when people come to visit, they go, wow, that's a really well-behaved dog. Cute, but well-behaved. So, I think it's something that Cesar Milano always said as well, which is you actually give love as a reward, not as a no-brainer. And first you can have manners, then you get the reward. So the love is not unconditional. The love is conditional on the fact that you understand I'm the alpha dog and that you will behave. And that's just in the training time. Once he's trained, then the only time that changes is if he misbehaves or forgets the rules, or chooses to forget the rules because he knows the rules. And I really must say that I always took the 10 minutes when I got home. We used to do a couple of things. When I got home, the first 10 minutes were all his. You know, once I got my purse put down and everything else. And what we would do is we would have a little bonding moment, but not immediately on coming home, because that's when you get dogs peeing and stuff. So when I came in the door, this is called, okay, we're going to go upstairs and then we'll have our bonding moment upstairs. And so because my house is on the first floor, so as you know, Yvonne lives on the ground floor. So I would take him upstairs and then we would have playtime. And then the next thing, and I really recommend this if you've got a dog that you're training, the next thing is you need to find something that the dog absolutely adores. And in Bina's case, it was honeyed ham. And I would buy, you know, a bulk pack of honeyed ham from the supermarket. And then as soon as we'd finished our bonding moment, then we'd do our training moment. And our training moment was literally that he'd walk by my side and stop when I stopped and walk forward when I walked forward, or not. You know what I mean? Whatever it was that I wanted to retrain him or train him on, because he didn't have any manners at all. And then what he did is every time he did it right, he got a little piece of honeyed ham, just a tiny slither, just enough to make him want the next piece and behave himself. And that would be great fun for him. And I taught him all sorts of things. I mean, in his day, he could do an Indian crawl across the room. He could play dead. He could roll over. He could do all sorts of fun things, and loved doing it. Loved showing off. And then, but that was all taught in little 10-minute segments after I got home and before he had his dinner. And I'm really sad in a way that we don't do the same with children. Some children, I think, need that training. Because it really strikes me that some children today really don't have any manners at all, and really don't understand who the alpha dog is. And whilst I totally agree that, you know, the way that I was brought up perhaps was too harsh, and I understand that, and that, you know, corporal punishment wasn't the most emotionally brilliant thing to do to a child. I also get concerned when I see some of the kids today. But you know, I think it's not so much the kids today, is where are the parents today? And the answer is they're working. And so I have full sympathy, don't get me wrong. I have full sympathy because in my day, of course, it was unusual for the mother to be working. When I say unusual, it wasn't normal. Most mothers did stay at home and bring up the kids. There were, you know, very few career women at that time. And there were women who worked, but that was an economic thing rather than and then the jobs were menial rather than career type stuff. Anyway, so I totally understand, therefore, that the world has changed dramatically. And I wonder how many of you were brought up by parents who stayed at home, or how many of you were brought up by parents who actually went to work. And it'll be interesting to see what you valued in both cases. Now, I must admit that I grew up in a very, very privileged lifestyle. I'm very grateful for that. It was almost a case, if I wanted a pony for Christmas, I got one. You know what I mean? It was very, very privileged. Spoiled, even. But what I really liked about my childhood was that I really got to be an adventurer. You know, we lived on a big farm and I had my own horse, and so I could go out and ride. We had 3,000 acres, so I had an awful lot of ground I could cover in a day if I wanted to. And so it was great fun to grow up like that. Now, the price I paid for that was I was at boarding school, so I spent most of my year away from home. And I think on the upside of that, two things. Number one, I really valued the routine of boarding school. What I liked about boarding school was that they had definite rules, and the rules were very safe places to be. Because you knew if you kept to them, you were okay, and if you didn't keep to them, you could be in trouble. And there was, it was healthy in that way. And I wonder if any of you know what I'm talking about in that, where sometimes my life wasn't as straightforward as that. So I really appreciated the time I was in boarding school. And also it made me so happy to come home for holidays. And I really appreciated going home. So, I better remember to take a different way to work. Thank you for reminding me. If you remember, I had a bit of a problem yesterday. Let's try it, see what happens. So what's my thought for the day? I guess I would have to say that your speed is the right speed. And what I mean by that is that there will always be people who will tell you the right, you should grieve for this length of time, or that's enough grieving, now get on with your life, or whatever. And I'm a great believer that your speed is the right speed. Unless you're wallowing in it. Now there's a difference between grieving and wallowing. And I guess we've all met people that do the wallowing thing. So as long as you're being what I call healthy about the grieving, in other words, it's not totally overcoming your whole day. As you know, I'm able to go to work. I'm a little bit tender. I don't know if any of you understand this one. I'm a bit short on my patience. I have a little fear that if somebody does anything a little weird, then I might not be quite as patient as I normally am. My fear is I could tell them what I really think. And as some of you know, that could be interesting. Oh gosh, you remember that I have changed my route to work because there was road work on the other road. You cannot believe. You cannot believe. The obvious road you would take instead, guess what? They're doing road work on it. How stupid is that? That is so stupid. Oh well, it is what it is. And I'm going to be late for work. Breathe. So, take a moment. And here we go. No, we don't. Oh gosh, my coffee's getting cold. Come on. Never mind. Alright, I have no idea what my thought for the day was now. It's completely gone out of my head. So, for those of you that remember, keep working on it, whatever it was. I'll remember it when I get home and replay it. But, what a mess. Thank you. Maybe a totally different way of going to work is the idea. I don't have to go to work next week. Yay! Good point. Alright, this is Dear Mama Sal saying thank you for listening. And I'm looking forward to, no, that's perhaps the wrong word, but anyway, I am looking forward to a very busy weekend with my brother arriving on Monday. And so that's going to be quite exciting. Alright, bye everybody. Send you a big virtual hug. Bye bye for now.